several.
You had a massive
circus, and with all the allegations, and now with everybody explaining like what's happening in the bedroom.
Oh, my bad. Chat. I was saying, Ray J said free Diddy. That's what the name of the video is. He said free Diddy. And I said, bruh, on a scale of, I'm gonna just use myself as a baseline of sane. On a scale of Akademiks to Orlando Brown, where is Ray J in that scale of like, yo, this nigga crazy? I don't think he hit full Orlando Brown, but I ain't gonna lie. Every time I see Ray J these days, he's inching up that scale. He's getting to Orlando Brown, bro. He's getting there.
I mean, every day it just sounds crazier and crazier and freakier and weirder, right? And I'm like trying to understand, with all this being said, like with Kid Cudi going on and saying everything that happened, but then ended up saying, Cassie played both of us. It's like, where are we trying to go? Are we just trying to like tell all of these crazy stories and then that equals out to sex trafficking? I mean, it's starting to become outrageous. It's a RICO case. It's really only Diddy and maybe one other person. Like, I'm just starting to feel uncomfortable and I'm starting to feel weird about this whole thing.
Well, it was certainly interesting last week when I interviewed this guy who had the pseudonym The Punisher, who was hired, and it was Cassie Ventura. Right. So it was a sort of very interesting interview because Cassie Ventura did all the negotiating, did all the payments, and did all the texting to him. Diddy would sit in the corner of a hotel room naked, and he would watch, with her apparent full consent, this guy come in and have sex with her. And it happened maybe a dozen times over a 2.5-year period. Now, none of that says to me that that is a serious crime. If she is the one that is organizing it all. Now, she is arguing it was coercion and so on. You know all these people very well. You know Cassie Ventura. You know Diddy well. When you saw that interview, maybe you saw the one that I did, but when you saw that guy talk, what was your takeaway from that?
I was just thinking, like, what year are we in? Like, it feels like we're in this vortex of, like, this dominatrix story about all of these different characters that are coming out and the names and the nicknames. And, I mean, it's intense.
Yo, I get you, Ray J. This sounds like an ECW episode of the Freak Off. I get it. Yo, the Punisher is coming out next. You know what I mean?
I think that it's entertaining for sure, and it's definitely press worthy. But at the end of it all, it's like, this is what Diddy is being charged for, and this is what he possibly might serve a lot of jail time for. I don't understand it, and I really want to know where this is all gonna go and where does this lead? Because again, it's weird, it's freaky, like the whole oral thing with the 19 guys and the blisters. I mean, it feels like they're just trying to paint these pictures of Diddy, and I was around Diddy all the way pretty much up until the arrest, and all I got from that when I hung out with Diddy, and this is word to my mom and kids. He's always inspired me to be great. When I left, I felt like I could do more for my business. I felt like I had more power because I wanted to be more vocal in running my companies and call my wife if we were getting into it and send her flowers. I mean, these are all the things he was instilling to me and all of the young guys around that were inspired and look at him as a mentor. So now these private things that happen when we were around and never even got a chance to see this kind of crazy stuff, it just sounds like this was a private, personal thing that was happening, and now it's starting to become it's diabolical. I mean, if that's the right word, it's chilling and it's scary for a lot of people out there in this business like us who are trying to walk the right path and connect with the right people when there's things.
Rage, I ain't gonna lie, man. The way you talking, it sound like you're saying Diddy don't do nothing I don't do. That's what this is coming across as. Yo, Diddy, I do the same shit Diddy do. What you talking about? Like, why are you being charged? Like, what do you do?
Things that you do when you make bad mistakes. But this is like an overflow of just complete negativity.
So it sounds to me, unless I'm wrong, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you think that there's been a massive overreach here. This is personal behavior between Diddy and Cassie Ventura that we've seen so far, that it doesn't cross the line from where you sit into serious crime under the RICO law, which of course was intended for mafia members and so on. Do you think that's what we're witnessing here with this case, that this was consensual? It may be freaky, it may be sexually deviant, it may be all these things, but it was apparently consensual behavior and not a crime.
I agree, and there's things that we saw in these videos, and they were disturbing, and that's not okay, right? But looking at the crimes that he's being charged for, this is where it starts to go overboard, and it's like whoever was mad at the top was really mad, and I think we're here now, and I think it's a flex, because like, what are they trying to get out of this in this court case? Does everybody that's talking about these stories, do they want to see Puffy rot in jail? Is that what we're here for? Because I just think that that's unfair, and just knowing everybody, it just could have been done a different way. And now it's starting to worry me. And I honestly think that Diddy will get out. And I think that there's nothing here, right? I think they made their point, whatever they were trying to make. Your point is made. Now let Diddy out. Free Diddy.
Wow, you think he's going to walk?
He's a free Diddy.
I think so. And I think I personally think it's going to happen faster than a lot of people think, because I think we're all starting to see what this is. Even if you're on the other side of it, I mean, the justice system is the justice system. Where does this fit in right as opposed to right and wrong? It's off. And I don't like it.
Here's my problem.
And I want to be vocal about it.
Right, so I've met Diddy a couple of times at social functions many years ago, and he was perfectly polite and nice to me, and we had a perfectly civilized conversation. One was an Oscars party, one was an event in London. I have to say, when I watched the video that was leaked of him attacking Cassie Ventura in that hotel corridor, I did think then, well, you're not the person I thought I knew from everything I'd read and heard. You're a very violent person capable of beating up a woman. That is despicable. And
all right, Ray Weather Jr. has spoken.
From some of the sketches you've seen and from what we've been hearing, what stands out to you just initially of how Sean Combs appears to be acting?
Well, there's it's interesting because I compare this to what his normal baseline is when I'm looking at him in multiple different scenarios, right? He always has that somewhat stoic look. He's very much in control. There's not a lot of expression most often with Diddy anyway. So when we're looking at him in the courtroom, it's very controlled. So with that being said, what is the meaning behind that? Comparing that to his typical baseline, could it be strategic? Could it be that he is intentionally trying to keep his emotions in check so he's not overly or overt expressive or showing any sort of anger or resentment, as furrowing the eyebrows or intensity or stalking or coercive control. So all of this is really important. So what I'm overall.
By the way, they're talking about Diddy's like behavior and demeanor in court. I should read some donations and everybody who's became members. Dubs TV, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the chat gang, brother. Ray Shelton, thank you for upgrading. You're now chat lieutenant, my boy. Bradley 6, thank you for becoming a new member. Jalen, thank you for becoming a new member. Jay Reacts, Moorish Repa, thank you. And Sweetheart, thank you for becoming a chat queen as well. King Raji, thank you for the 5. It says, yo, they said Travis Hunter looked like Norbit. Go play Norbit. Play the Go Norbit, Go Norbit, Go clip. Let me see, what?